Come along quietly or not.
You can have all the talent in the world and never get anywhere.
Some artists bait a hook to let you bite upon it.
And now, without further ado,
Coming to you loud and clear.
Okay, here we are. This is Planet Shivers podcast, and I'm sitting here. I'm Albert Shivers. Got Isaac Wilson producing the sound, and joining us today, creator of Space Civilianaires brand, Stefan Coleman.
It's your boy.
Thanks so much for doing the show, man.
Of course, my guy. This is a pleasure. A pleasure well needed.
Yeah, and I'm glad we finally got a chance to sit and chat about this. So, what have you been up to?
I just finished my second to last semester at ESU, which is a college. I just finished up a whack-ass internship. Getting back into a world of creation, you know, just school and everything just starts to, obviously, you know, all that shit can really tap into your, space of just creating things. So, I'm just back onto creating and producing more fabric and just anything, any content with Space Civilianaires.
Oh, yeah, I'll let's see. Here, you can put it in.
That's one thing I love about podcasts. They just keep going. You feel me? Like, that shit is so fucking dope to me.
So, your main deal with Space Civilianaires is clothing. Is it?
For the most part, it's more or less like a brand. When I first started Space Civilianaires, I got my ideas from a lot of things, like Supreme, the clothing line Supreme. That was a huge inspiration. You guys know Tyler, the Creator?
Yeah.
He's got Golf, his clothing line, another huge inspiration. Pharrell with BBC and Bathing Apes and things like that. Okay. So I always wanted a clothing line, but I didn't know where to start until I started to reference them.
Nice. Yeah, and you've shown me some of your designs, and they're super cool. But in each one of your designs, you always include a little bird.
Yeah.
What's the significance of the little bird?
The bird is a crow, and I always feel like, you know, clothing lines, they have like this logo or this icon that, you know, is on everything, like that, you know, you can pretty much separate that clothing line from another. So another inspiration was Polo, Ralph Polo. And like, you think about that, the Polo symbol is so iconic, like on everything. So I just I wanted to have that feel about my clothing line. And the crow to me symbolizes life and death. It's like one of the most like in tune animals to me. Like, every time you grow up seeing scary movies, you always see like scary movies having a crow, whether it being at a funeral or on a scarecrow, just things like that. It always seen somebody when they're living and someone when they're dying. So I wanted to make that like an awareness, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that, and your theme is very astrological, very space. You have like space helmets on a lot of your designs, or add them in to previous designs.
Absolutely. Well, with that, which I'm glad you brought up, because that's like the dopest shit. To me, it's basically like it's placing an object or an image in its own world. You know what I mean? So it's like space to me is so complex, and it has so many details and things that we don't know about, that it gives you the opportunity to grow as a person. Mm-hmm. So I use space as a way to, in reality for me, space, I have a saying that says, the difference between me and you is space. So it's a chance for me to like leave and go learn, but also come back and teach and learn from someone else. You know what I mean? So yeah, like so the spaceships. I mean, so the space helmets are just like signifying like, you know, this is just on a different fucking planet. You know? Oh man. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So like, what got you started with design?
So I've always been a sports guy. Meaning basketball has been like my life for the last fucking damn near 15 years. But I always did art growing up. My brother's father, he drew like real detailed warriors from the past. Like, you know what I mean? I just thought that was phenomenal. And he also collect comic books was another thing that drew me into just the art of storytelling, you know what I mean? And then from there, once I got out of basketball, I needed a niche. And for nights out of hand, I couldn't sleep because I didn't have something that I dominated anymore. You know what I mean? Because basketball was something I dominated. So I needed something to dominate in just to clear my insecurities as a person. So that's when I started to draw, and I just kept on drawing, and I was staying up for nights smoking hella weed, but I just couldn't sleep, you know what I mean? So I'm drawing, and then I just came across space, and I always wanted to become a astronaut when I was in 8th grade, but I felt as I was 6'3", so I was way too fucking tall to be in that spaceship. So I just came up with this thing, and at first it was just called Space, and then it was called Space Kids, and then I had like an epiphany. And I felt as, at one point in life, I felt as I was better than the next person. I wasn't trying to be like that, but it was just through the little fame through sports. It brought my head to be that way. And then when I got pushed back to reality when sports was over, is when I came up with civilianaires. Because it was like, you know, you hear about billionaires and millionaires, but like, fuck that shit, like civilianaires. So it's like it became a thing, and then I came up with Space Civilianaires, and I just started designing after that, and it was like a baby to me, and it still is. He's growing up.
Yeah. Is that what you're going to college for?
Yeah, I go to college for graphic design. So when I graduate, which is going to be next semester, I want to still contain a clothing line, but learning through, having a career. So I want to do advertisement and graphic design. And if I can get into apparel, that would be, that's God's hand. God damn. Oh, shit.
Oh, no, I think I'm good on that.
Oh, my man. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. That's how I know you fried. Bro, not to cut you off, Albert, but I'll smoke. Man, I'm a different type of smoker. I'll smoke at times that you're not supposed to smoke at. You know what I mean? So I'm just like, fuck society. Like, you know what I mean? And everybody knows that I'm high, and I want that because I want you to know who I am as a person off rip, you know? And I'm always fucking ripped. Always.
Just conducted differently.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Honestly, I think it would be a lot more professional. You know what I mean? You got to think about it. When you smoke, and you think something, you really act that way. You know what I'm saying? Like if I wanted to work out and I'm like, fucking, I'm about to go ham and I smoke, I really go ham. You know what I'm saying? Like you tell yourself, or I like to move around. So when I smoke and shit, I like to go for a walk. And I really go for that walk. You know what I'm saying? But if I wasn't high, I probably would have never did that shit, bro. It's the weirdest shit. Thank God for weed.
It's motivational.
It is like literally, like I don't want to say shit changed my life. Like everything happens for a reason, but my life has been the greatest smoking weed. You know what I mean? Not to say it wasn't great sober. It was awesome sober at one point until you become an adult. When you become an adult, it's a different level.
Every bit of stress, every drop of stress, like we carry it. You know, whether we feel it at that moment or...
Let me ask you a question. Why do you think people maybe take it too hard and just like when they start to... Like we all go through depression, right? And depression's kind of weird to talk about. You know what I mean? It's like, that's why people are depressed because they feel like they can't talk about it. But some people go through it way harder. Like, if you had 2 kids and I had 2 kids, maybe it's a little bit harder on me than it is on you, and I will feel a different way. Why do you think that is? Just a person?
I don't think it's just the person. I think the person, but you have to also gauge it on the environment and the situation that they're in.
Mm-hmm.
That could...
One could be living in Beverly Hills and one could be living in the hood, but that's what I'm saying. What if the one in the hood is doing better mentally than the one living in Beverly Hills? That's why money ain't shit.
Yeah.
You feel me?
When you, just talk about stress and carrying it with you, let's say if a waiter came over and spilled something on you, let's say you got a brand new suit on, right? And it's not liquid or anything, but it's, get some flour on you. And you just got this brand new suit, got it all nice, ironed up, fits perfect, on a date with someone you want to impress. And I'm painting a big picture. I'm just saying, you're in this space of you wanna look sharp.
Yeah.
Waiter comes by, trips, not his fault, he trips, poof. Now half your suit is now covered in flour. So you get all mad and all. Let's just say you go that route. You get all mad, piss off, yell at the waiter, and he knows it ain't his fault. He didn't mean to trip, and he gets paid minimum wage, so he's just gonna screw you, guy.
All right.
In the end, you brought your suit home. You got it dry clean, and it's fine now. No damage done to it. But by you getting angry and your body releases what it releases, you did yourself more harm.
Definitely.
Because and that gets cumulative after a while.
You do more harm because you realize that it wasn't that serious.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you guys do yoga or you're into yoga and shit like that.
Yeah, no, I
definitely fucking into that shit. Dog. Changed my fucking life too. But basically, yoga teaches you a lot of things. It's super psychological, you know what I mean? But the one thing it definitely teaches you is how to breathe. And when you learn how to breathe, you learn how to basically control your temper. You know what I mean? And to go back to that situation, I go through that a lot where I'll get super mad at times, but it's times that I'm going through a lot. It's a lot going on me. There's a lot of heartaches and shit, so I'm just always angry. But there's also times where I could be calm and understand it was just a mistake. We're at a restaurant and that shit was bound to happen at some point, you know what I mean? So I've been there and then I realized that I needed to change myself, you know what I mean? That's change is the biggest thing, and it's the hardest thing because a lot of people don't want to change because they're so used to doing what they're doing. But a lot of that, yeah, exactly. I try to now that I'm getting my degree and things like that, and getting out of my comfort zone, it's going to help me because being in one place all the time and it's got nothing going for you, it's got no growth to it, it can get crazy, you know what I mean? So yeah, being uncomfortable, I would say, is the best thing. And it's the weirdest thing to say, but being uncomfortable is a good thing. You know what I mean? It's like you face your fears and you're able to be more uncomfortable because people don't like uncomfortable things. They don't like to be uncomfortable. No. So when there's someone actually being themselves and it is what it is and someone doesn't like it and make them uncomfortable, they don't like that. So they shy away from that person. You know what I mean? Yeah, I needed some water too. Every time I smoke, it feels like I lick the sidewalk. Mouth is mad dry. But yeah, that's the greatest thing. And you guys watch sports? Anybody? Well, I know you like NASCAR, which is fucking dope. You watch NASCAR too?
Nah.
What sport you like?
not really into too much sports. I do a lot of like martial arts stuff though.
Oh, word.
Yeah.
Word. Shout out to that.
Yeah.
Anybody skateboard?
No.
But yeah, martial arts is fucking dope. Shout out to Bruce Lee. That's my guy. Inspiration.
Yeah, Isaac, he's an instructor.
Oh, bro.
Oh, yeah.
This is like a blessing, bro. Yeah,
Good.
do you guys believe in God?
Higher.
okay. That's same. Do you still instruct?
Yeah. I'm kind of running a school now.
Where's this at?
Like Dansbury or Day Street Community Center.
Oh, bro. After this, I would love to get your information. Yeah, I'm trying to get back in the dojo.
Yeah, man.
Like that is it's like with martial arts, if you really are into it, it's not about like going out and attacking people. It's just more about like getting in tune and motion with people, like, you know what I mean, or in protecting yourself mostly. You know what I mean? It's it's a humblest, like it makes you humblest. It makes you humble in different ways. Like I used to do that shit back in the days, and I was just like, man, I want to get back into the dojo. Like that's
What do you do, like karate or?
all that. I mean, what do you do?
Taekwondo.
Oh yeah. See,
similar.
shit like that. Like
martial arts. Yeah.
I'm just a you like Wu-Tang?
A little bit. I mean,
Okay, yeah. See, that's the inspiration that I got.
That's
That I
awesome.
got from that. You know what I mean? Bruce Lee. Believe it or not, is it Wilt Chamberlain? Not Wilt Chamberlain. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Oh yeah.
He fought with Bruce Lee and shit.
Yeah, that one. Yeah. It's gnarly.
Damn, we just went in a whole different direction.
Oh, that's all right. No, this is good.
I love this podcast.
No, this is exactly what I wanted it to be.
Yeah. I always I listen to a lot of podcasts. Do you listen to podcasts?
I do, yeah.
So I listen to it's a lot to handle. I just found out last night that there's over 100,000 podcasts on Apple.
Yeah.
Which is fucking crazy. That's a lot of people talking. That's awesome. Yeah. That's like a great platform. I would love to be on. I'm grateful for this opportunity. But I listen to you ever the Breakfast Club?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Breakfast Club. You down. The Breakfast Club. Brilliant Idiots with Charlemagne the God and Andrew Schultz.
Okay.
Who else I listen to? Oh, do you know who Gilly the Kid is from Philadelphia?
I've heard of him, yeah.
Well, him and his cousin, Wallow, they have a podcast. The motherfuckers is hilarious. Philly natives. That shit's hella funny. And I love fucking podcasts. I love hearing people's talk. Oh, and this shit called Wine and Weed. Yeah, I love podcasts. I love hearing people's point of view, because instead of someone being like all out in the, taking pictures and things like that, it's just a voice. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You can really detach something from a voice. You know what I mean? You really hear the person's point of view without looking at them, you know? Mm-hmm. Which you should be doing anyway, but... Right.
But like, it was listening to the podcast that I listened to that kind of pushed me to pursue this idea.
Yeah, what was that?
Well, like, I just slowly like started getting into it. The first podcast I listened to was a music podcast called John's Old Time Radio Show.
What kind of music?
It was all like pre-1940s, like 1930s and earlier records.
Okay.
They do blues, they do country, they do jazz.
So like Sam Cooke? Any Sam Cooke?
That would be before Sam Cooke,
yeah. Right. Yeah, way before that. I'm tripping. Yeah, I don't know anything past Sam Cooke. James Brown, Yeah, I mean, those are my grandmother's favorite. I love Sam Cooke, actually.
Oh, Sam Cooke's...
Yeah, he's got a great voice.
Yeah. So, like, this music one was the first one, and I really, really, really dug it. And just started, like, listening to other, like, finding what interested me. Mm-hmm. So, like, I found a couple more music ones. Found, like, some by comedians I like.
Yeah, what comedians do you like? I would love to hear that.
Okay.
Now, you got like an old school mind, so I know how you're going to think. I would love to see.
All right. Well, top 3. Sorry.
It's hard, yo. It's hard. It's a lot.
Well, this is a good 3, though. I'm very confident with this one. Okay, so where any given day they all change position based on how I'm feeling or what I need from the comic
Right.
when I'm listening to it. My 3 would be in no particular order: Pryor,
Okay.
Carlin,
Okay.
and Chappelle.
Okay. All right. I got a top 5
Okay.
in no particular order. Damn, this is hard, bruh. This is really fucking hard.
Oh, it is, because now I could name...
That's what I'm saying. Now you got me fucking wanting to think. Like, because I want to say Chappelle and all them, but those is like, he's like a fucking legend. Like, that's like, he's not even a comedian, like, how would I say that? Not a comedian, right? I'm high. He's not like a comedian to me. He's more like a activist, like a, you know what I mean? Like because like, yeah, he's being funny, but he also talks like real shit. So I don't want to say Chappelle. You said Chappelle, right?
Okay.
My favorite comedian of all time is Chris Rock. Fucking, have you ever seen Top 5 by Chris Rock?
No.
Yo, check that out.
Okay.
Yo, check that out. I hope I'm right, but Top 5, I believe.
Is that his latest one?
Yes, and he directed it. Yes.
Okay.
Yo, check that shit out. Chris Rock is my favorite, but the order after this: Chris Rock. I like Kevin Hart. I do think Kevin Hart is really funny. Will Ferrell, without a doubt. Seth Rogen, without a doubt.
Mm-hmm.
And damn, a comedian, one last comedian. I guess I got 4 for. I want to say Eddie Murphy. Fuck that, Eddie Griffin.
Yeah, I know.
That's another. Yeah, he's funny, but he'll hit you with some crazy fucking knowledge, like some stupid. Because I'm more or less like, I like the older comedians, but I like the newer comedians too. Like Will Ferrell's, like, he's so versatile. Same with Seth Rogen, like, you know what I mean, and they direct. So everybody, all my comedians that I like direct movies.
I don't know.
Well, let me ask you a question. Who's your favorite director?
Larry Charles.
Old school? Is this old school?
No. Newer movies. Okay. So here's a rundown. He wrote and directed for Seinfeld and Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Okay.
Then
I love Curb Your Enthusiasm.
He wrote and directed Borat. Wrote and directed Bruno.
Okay.
Wrote and directed Dictator, Religulous, and now he has a new show on Netflix called Dangerous World of Comedy. But here's why there is a little more to it than me just saying he's my favorite.
Yeah.
There's the reason why he's my favorite. Number one, above all, what sets him apart to me is Borat and Bruno. Not for their comedy, which was amazing.
Yeah.
But when I first seen those movies, I was like drooling over the idea of taking fiction into reality,
Right.
and just totally
Meshing
blurring
them
that
together.
line and meshing them together, like bringing Sacha Baron Cohen as Borat into all these different places, and everyone around them thinking it's really happening.
Right, but everybody knows
like,
it's being. Yeah, I see the brilliance in that.
And there's some like amazing scenes from that movie that were left out. That I seen in some interviews. So even just the other things they got into on that movie that didn't make it to the final cut.
Really?
Yeah. But that blurring that line, like having that like artistic courage to do that.
Right. Yeah, and so it was probably OD different at that time too. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's either gonna work or it's not, and it definitely worked without a doubt. Because you're definitely not the only one. I remember everyone loving that movie.
Yeah.
or thinking it was like funny, like a Superbad or things like that. You know. Right.
So yeah, it would be him, and I'm a big Woody Allen fan.
Okay.
So
I can dig that. I can definitely dig that.
what about you?
My favorite director? Oh. It's unanimous. Spike Lee.
Okay,
Yeah,
no,
he's the greatest, man.
That's
In my,
good.
you know what I mean? But I do like other directors. Don't get it twisted. I like what's my man? What's his name? Tim Burton.
Mm-hmm.
I like Clint Eastwood. That motherfucker's dope as shit. Oh man, his movies is dangerous. I actually like Ben Affleck as a director. I think he directed The Town, right?
I'm not sure.
I believe so.
Okay.
But that movie was dope. Yeah, but Spike Lee, man. Do the Right Thing was my favorite
That's
movie.
okay.
Crooklyn, Mo Blues. He Got Game. Oh, bruh. Oh, my God.
Did you see, this was a newer one, he did a movie called Sweet Blood of Jesus?
No.
Okay.
The latest I've seen was the KKK
Yeah, no,
Klansman.
this one was, it was more, not, like, it was a few movies ago. And it was the one where if you ever heard or read the articles about Spike Lee using Kickstarter for a movie. Okay. Well, that
Did he get a lot of controversy for it?
He did, but I mean, I think they singled him out because there are tons of other directors and artists who are like at his level that have used it. You know, like he's not like, oh, Spike Lee's using it. What's Spike Lee need to use it for?
What is he using? Exactly?
Kickstarter. He was using it to fund a movie.
What's a Kickstarter?
Oh, it's like Kickstarter it's like a website and a service where if you are producing something, you can have people you know or strangers if they want contribute money to whatever you're trying to produce, and in turn you give them a perk. Like let's say if it was a movie, you know, you give this much, I'll put you in the credits. You give this much, you'll be in the background.
So what if? Oh, sorry. So what if someone wrote the whole movie? Like that's what. Okay, I can see the controversy in that, but it's like, not to cut you off, but it's Spike Lee, so it's like one of those things with rap. Like, is it okay for you to have a ghostwriter? You know what I mean? Like Drake, they did all that shit with Drake with the controversy with him using a ghostwriter, but we all know this motherfucker has made some of the greatest songs ever. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know. It's all your opinion. It's all subjective. To me, you know?
Well, how do you feel about like early hip hop sampling? Like in relation to the artists, like I fall kind of like on the fence about it. I don't know how I feel about it.
Like you don't feel as
well, like if Public Enemy sampled James Brown, do you think it's a disservice to James Brown?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Or do you like that it's not fair?
Yeah.
Or is it good for James Brown?
Like is it
that
does
hey,
he's going towards different eras.
Yeah.
Ah man.
You know, like I'm big into George Clinton and P-Funk and Funkadelic and all that, and just from like knowing about him and like following him, he was going through like major trouble to get the rights to his own music. And when a hip-hop group would sample Funkadelic or Parliament,
he wouldn't get
there
no
was
funds
royalties that were kind of like forced upon the hip-hoppers, now aren't even going to the people who made that art.
Right.
So like it's I love sampling, and I like to see what an artist can turn it into.
Well, if you're speaking in that terms, it's just like art. Like we talk, you know, hopefully soon we get to work together. But just like your drawings, your illustrations for instance, like I told you, I would take that and I would add my twist to it and fucking deck it out. You know what I mean? It's like one of those, like it's your art, but I feel like as long as you're doing it in a way that's gonna move positive and not just fucking doing whatever to it, you know what I mean? Show some respect to the art. So I would show some respect. And you see my art. You said it was okay.
Yeah. No,
so,
I like it.
So like this illustration right here is fucking dope. But I would fucking make it, you know what I mean, as dope it is more, you know what I mean, as more, as I can't explain it, but you know what I'm saying. Like, it's art. Like, if art is adding what someone did and basically trying to put it in your way. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I don't really think that there's anything wrong with it, but the people that do, they have a bigger voice than others.
Yeah.
You know?
One thing, we were just talking about art and like looking at this one, like you work in a lot of color.
Yeah, without a doubt.
When you design.
Definitely.
What is it about color?
To be honest with you, I like black and like just regular black and white more sometimes. But then, like when I first started, I just felt as color is what makes things pop. You know what I mean? There's different ways, like you say, I guess it depends on the mood. But, you know, color just stands out. Like it just brings life. Like it, you know, if you go based off aura of people, it's just like that. Like it's a natural thing. So if you understand and you're aware of things, you'll understand what color really means, you know? Mm-hmm. So the people that understand that shit, or even if you don't understand it, maybe just seeing it brings you awareness and you don't even know it, you know? Mm-hmm. So color is just something to me that I can have this beautiful black and white illustration and add a little bit of color, and that color can just take over, which is crazy. You know what I mean? Even if I just added a little bit of color to that and it would take over, like that would be the focal point. Mm-hmm. And that's the point. You know what I mean? Because I see how you vary too. Like you probably get tired of seeing black and white, so you need to see color. Mm-hmm. Now you're getting tired of seeing color, so you need to see black and white. Because black and white is what makes the colors. You know what I mean? I feel like you're basically breaking it down to its first form and then adding it to it, you know what I mean? It's I guess again it's subjective.
Yeah.
Plead the fifth.
No, I can go. Yeah, you basically nailed it. You know, like there are times when I'm feeling more just black and white ink, and then there are times when I'm definitely like oh, I need some color, something. You know, and it does it changes the process of even making the art. When if I'm just gonna do an ink drawing, then I don't need to worry about too much. It brings less stress. Yeah. Like I know exactly what, it just brings. You're like, okay, I don't have to worry about color, so this is gonna be dope already. Like in your mind, you're like, this is already gonna be dope because I don't need no color. You know, I definitely can respect that without a doubt. How long is this podcast, bro? We're gonna. Oh no, bro! I don't give a damn. This is dope. Yeah. Like we've been talking for a minute. Yeah. 54 seconds?
54 minutes.
We only been talking for 54 minutes?
Yeah.
Yo. I think we did an eye for that. Yeah. That's pretty. Yo. What? Yo. That's exciting.
No, we're covering a lot of stuff.
What else you got on your list? Nothing? I know you.
Well, I want to talk about space civilianaires. Because definitely want to hype you as much as possible.
Yeah, I mean, either way. But I told it's like I said before, it's how I got the name. I'll tell you how I got the name, and then how I got the name. I'm not gonna go back into the spiel, but space to me just it I basically wanted to switch up a lot of shit. So my logo is, you'll see, it's the S is a dollar sign, and a lot of people ask me why the dollar sign, because I use that a lot in my images and my graphics. But the dollar sign to me was always a symbol of money when I was younger. You know what I mean? Because, you know, back in the days in the 90s, they glorified the dollar sign. That was a huge thing on jewelry, everything. So I was actually always obsessed with the dollar sign. It wasn't really about money. It was just about the infatuation with everybody else about money. So it's almost like a mockery thing. Like, because my clothing line is about fuck greed. It's more about spreading the word. You know, just I want to make more money to spread out than to make more money to have for myself. Because everybody's gonna go. Why the fuck would I go with $14 million in my bank account? That makes no sense.
Right.
I'd rather have $1 million in my bank account and help fucking millions of people with 13 million, because I need that million. You know what I mean? But because ultimately it's not about money, it's about spreading the word. If I came up with that to give out 13 million, that's money in itself. You know what I mean? So in Civillionaires, like I said, I feel like the people are important. Like, we are the most important thing on this earth, aside from life, like animals and things like that. Like, everybody matters, but we are the protectors of animals and things like that. So Civillionaires was, I got another slogan. It's 99% is bigger than 1%. Meaning, you know what I mean? All these people are trying to go for this 1%, but why? Why would you fight so hard to be in 1%? It never makes any sense to me. And then my images are just, you've seen it, bro. They vary from a lot of things, whether just, you know, quoting artists, and I got everybody that we talked about actually on whether it be rapping or movies and directing. That was all inspiration to my art. Just like when you watch NASCAR and shit, that's like how I am when I watch YouTube videos or listen to old school rap or new school, whatever like that. That's, you know, artists are moody. We're moody people, and music is something that we understand because it's a form of art as well. So yeah, that's a huge inspiration, along with just daily things, you know. So yeah, I can go on and on about that shit. I'm actually tired of fucking talking about it. Like, from school, you know, the portfolio class, it's just like that's all you talk about. And I'm like, sheesh, shit's a lot. But yeah, I got an Instagram, Space Civillionaires. I got a Facebook, Space Civillionaires. I got merch coming out real soon.
Nice.
I got some sample tees that I'm going to be getting some models so people can see. Like, I started selling T-shirts and hats like 2 years ago, and no bullshit, I made like $7,000 sitting on my ass smoking hella weed, selling hats and T-shirts. But this is the thing. Some of my boys sell weed, right? And I'm selling T-shirts and hats. And not to say that they're doing anything wrong, because I understand different ways of thinking. But I'm like, bro, I'm selling T-shirts and hats legally. You know what I'm saying? That right there, automatically, they started seeing that, and one thing about a business, you'll see who's really, like, what the world is really about when you own a business. Like, I've seen friends do things that they've never done in their life. Like, you know what I mean? They weren't worried about none of this until they started to see that I was actually selling. People really were fucking with my shit. But they were doing things that I've never imagined, and it was just like, bro, I needed a business to see that. But a business is life. A business is really America. You know what I mean? So if you own a business, bro, it fucking tells you the truth about everybody, everything. And I love that. And there's nothing like selling something to somebody that you don't know, you never met, and they're supporting you. It's the greatest feeling in the world.
Like selling the first piece of art or
You know what I'm saying?
to someone who's not
Right.
family or
Nothing.
feels
They're
some kind of obligation.
And they can literally just come and say, oh, I like that. And then they're like, word, I really like that. How much? Once you hear that how much, they're probably going to pay for it. They might not, but they're interested and they pay for it. It's like, bro, you don't know how much that make you feel. Like, you know what I mean? That's a great feeling, yeah. I would definitely, oh, man, I would tell everybody to own a business. Find anything and capitalize on that because the way the future's going, bro, these jobs ain't going to last. We're going to be ran by technology, so... Get your foot in the door with this business shit.
I'm excited to do some design and
Yo,
see it on
without
it.
a doubt.
I am.
Bro, I got, like I said, the first time I seen your illustration, I was just like, I finally found somebody that, oh shit, the Snickle Fritz. I finally found somebody that could depict my mind because I can do it. But I got so more gravitated to graphic design that I got lazy with the drawing. You know what I mean? Now I got an iPad, so it's just like now I'm getting back into it. But I got lazy with the drawing, so that's why I went to graphic design because it's so quicker. Like how long does one illustration, probably like like a decent size illustration take you?
Oh, days.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And the design, if I really dedicated a day and I really made dope ass designs, bruh, I promise you I could probably knock out like 10 legit, clean cut, fucking put these on a banner designs. You know what I mean? No disrespect to what you do. Come on, it's different. But I'm just saying that's why I want a graphic design so I can cut that time. And instead of making one, make 20. You know what I mean? In an hour. So, yeah. But I'm getting back into illustration. But yeah, when I first seen your illustrations, I seen somebody that can depict like my natural thoughts instead of going to vector, which is cool. Vector is cool, but it's more personal when it's somebody else. Is artwork, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it gives you a platform to be on t-shirts. It's different. T-shirts is the wave right now. I mean, apparel and clothing always have been, what we do, everybody. But t-shirts now, this is just like, it's like a booming thing.
Yeah.
So to have your artwork collided with mine on a t-shirt, when people are going to be wearing it at cookouts, females are going to be sleeping with it all the time. They always got these Snapchats, and I'm not asking them to do these things, but you know how females are. You know what I mean? They can go to sleep, but that means something, bro. You know what I mean? When they're on Snapchat at night, you got these men like, oh, that t-shirt is tough. They're not even thinking about that woman. They're like, yo, where can I get that at? So, yeah, so I definitely want to give you a platform.
Make a date with her just to take it.
Just off rip. And I'm like, bro, I don't want your girl. I just want you guys money. You know what I mean? But also at the same time, if something happens like an altercation, like, bro, don't forget that your girl's wearing my shirt at night. You know what I mean? Fuck them up like that. I don't want to fight you, but don't forget. You got to see me, bro. You got to see me when you ain't seeing me. That's dope. But I definitely want to give you a platform. And I definitely think I can help your platform. You know what I mean? Just with stickers and things like that and helping you brand your things. Because me and my brother are now starting a branding. And you got to meet my brother, bro. He's top notch, bro. You see some of his paintings, he's different, which is crazy. I would have never knew that both of us would be artists, you know what I mean? Yeah. Which is cool. But I definitely want to give you a platform, and I feel like you got the same vibes. Like, you just got your own world, I got my own, but the best thing about that is, no one's being selfish. Everyone's willing to work for the better purpose of the message, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So yeah. Last thing, I don't know where we're at in time, but have you guys ever heard of DMT?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried it? Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh, bro. See, we gotta end this. You gotta bring me back, bro. How was that, bro?
It was fucking wild. I mean, I'm not sure how well I could really articulate all that happened, but supposedly you're supposed to do 3 trips to like go to like.
So where you? Yes.
Dimension.
Right.
I did 2, so I was kind of at the door. I went from like just like the ringing, like vibrating vision and colors and shit to like textures of various objects, like going past the object itself, like continuing on an imaginary plane, like intersecting, and yeah, everything just kind of like, I don't know, like the resolution kind of fades to like more basic geometry, and like you look at your hand and you're just like you're like scales and shit. You just see yourself for this.
Yo, I got another question for you.
Yeah.
This is probably the best part about this podcast. This question right here.
Okay.
Why the fuck have you been quiet this whole time?
Me?
Yes. I would have loved to hear this. I would have loved to hear you talk about that shit for at least 30 minutes, bro. Oh my God. Yeah. Yo, next time we have a podcast, he has to start off talking about that.
Yeah.
That has to be the opening segment. Because that is great. Why the fuck have you been quiet this whole time, man?
I was. Yeah,
I hear you.
I'll pull it over.
Yeah. You shouldn't just be like, yo, I got something to say.
Well, what was the name of there's a movie.
Oh yeah.
Enter the Void.
Oh, Enter the Void. Yeah, you ever see that?
What's that about? Is it something?
It's DMT related.
Yeah.
No, and now was it something as a big like
Yeah,
that's?
it's kind of based on like off the Tibetan Book of the Dead. It's like you ever reading that stuff?
Yeah.
Like
What year is this?
It's like 2009. It's like a French Japanese.
Hold up.
Dude, fucking. It pretty much is just.
What's
like,
it called?
Enter the Void.
Enter.
Yeah, it's all about like the afterlife, like traveling through like the higher realms and being reincarnated.
That shit came up right away.
Yeah.
That shit came up right away.
No, you should watch that movie.
What?
Nah.
Why the fuck have you been quiet?
Yeah, I'll pull my chair around there.
Yeah, I hear you. I guess we were both at that time until we started. Oh yeah. I gotta check this out. I'm gonna check this shit out tonight, bro. Thank you. I've been wanting something to, you know what I mean? I've been watching so much. I'm a huge film. That's what I do. That's my hobbies, films. And I started off with my uncle. He passed away, but he started me off on black and white films. Mm-hmm. And we used to just watch black and white films that's when they were really performing, bro. Yeah. Like really fucking performing. Like they weren't getting paid shit. That was the real art. So I took that and then Pumpkinhead. You ever see the movie Pumpkinhead? Mm-hmm. Then that just took films to another level. But yeah, I'll definitely see this, bro.
But I feel like being that we brought it all the way back around.
Yeah. I gotta fucking cook dinner, bro.
Good.
Yeah, this was the greatest.
And I'm super glad you did it. And we're definitely gonna have to do it again.
Plain and Shivers, dude.
Yeah. But no, I think this is gonna be a real good episode, and it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Hell yeah! I can't wait till y'all fucking edit that. Shit's gonna be hilarious. We was talking about everything on that motherfucker, dog.
No, it'll probably be like 2-parter.
Yeah. Just let me know, man. Let me know when y'all done with y'all magic, man.
Alright.
I'm gonna get that shit out there, bro.
Thank you for listening to the Planet Shivers podcast. This production and others can be found on iTunes, SoundCloud, and archives.org. It can also be found with video content on the Albert Shivers YouTube channel. You can find even more content on Facebook at Albert Shivers Visual Artist and on Instagram at Albert Shivers. You can find Isaac Wilson's work on Instagram at WhenInZen. That's when_in_Zen. Thank you again for listening, and don't forget to like and subscribe.